Now we're rolling. Damage Plan MMA podcast. I'm Jason, as always. My co-host, Mr. Zack Partridge, in the house. What up, dog?
What up, Holmes?
Got another Fighter Spotlight podcast. Welcoming back Mr. Johan, the Judge Rubio, to the podcast, who will be stepping back into the Fierce Fighting Championship cage this Saturday, September 24th at the Maverick Center. If you haven't gotten your tickets, hit the link in the bio. Get your tickets. Click on Johan's picture. Show some love to our local MMA fighters. Johan, welcome back, man.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm super thrilled.
Johan, what's this camp been like for you coming off your first loss?
So I had some stuff that I had to really change up. There were some holes in my game that I didn't really recognize that I needed filled. And I mean, my last fight with Will, you know, a lot of people try to make excuses for me. And honestly, I'm just like, dude, I lost. Like, it is what it is. There's no excuse about it. Like, I lost. I should have been prepared for anyone that I stepped in with. It doesn't matter if I was preparing for one certain person or whatever. I should have been prepared for anybody stepping in that cage, because that's how it goes. Sometimes people back out last minute and you end up fighting someone that you didn't think was going to happen. I mean, just look at the Nick Diaz card, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, like, it happens. So it just opened my eyes to some holes that I needed filled. And it's been a lot of focusing on those types of mistakes and issues and just kind of building off of it, not dwelling on the past and just moving on.
Was it something that you felt, let me rephrase it. So since it's all stuff that you could go and fix, obviously, and it was, you know, we watched the fight and whatever. It's not an excuse, but stylistically, it was a very different style of opponent. And at that point, Will was pretty much an unknown here in Utah. And but what do you think are the positives that you've pulled out from that? Because you had an undefeated amateur career, won your pro debut. What were the positives that, besides you knew what holes you needed to work on, maybe mentally or anything like that going into a fight?
You know, it just kind of, it sucked for a little bit, right? It's a tough pill to swallow. But I think something positive that I really took out of it was the fact that just because you lose, it's not the end of the world. You know, you can move on, you can move forward, and you see a lot of great fighters who start off their careers with a couple losses and then they end up doing great things. Just look at Charles Oliveira, right?
Yeah.
You know, starts off not with a super great record, loses a lot of fights, honestly, and then he goes on to, you know, become the champion in dominant fashion. So it's just like one of those things where it happened, nothing I can do to change it, and I realized it's not the end of the world. I just need to become better and grow and move past it and not let it define me as who I am.
Well, and you know, this isn't boxing, and I don't mean to like totally bash on boxing, but boxing, they pad records, you know, that's kind of the business model. In MMA, there's not too many. We see it all the time. We're going to watch Dana White Contender Series tonight. There's more and more high level prospects have a 1 or 2 in the loss column. And it's getting to the point now that if you get to 10-0, 11-0, 12-0, people start going, and it's almost a critique that it's like they didn't fight very many tough guys. Me and Jason break down these cards every week, and you know, we'll go see a prospect that's like 12-0, but man, they fought a bunch of dudes with upside down records, right, to get there. I think, especially where you are early in a pro career, I think that having 1 or 2 losses as you're coming up is probably a good thing to show that you're fighting the right type of guys that will grow you, right?
Yeah, definitely. I don't believe in padding records, as they say. I believe in fight. I want to fight the toughest dudes, you know, in Utah, in our region, in the country, in the world. You know, I want to fight the toughest dudes because I want to prove that I belong on the big stage with the toughest dudes and the hardest fights. You know, I want to show that I can actually hang with them and not just, this guy fought a bunch of scrubs and that's how he made his way into the big show and then just get murdered there, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different. Like MMA, like I was talking about it, some guys at the gym, they didn't realize like Khabib came up. Obviously, Khabib was great. I'm not trying to diminish what Khabib did, but he fought for on his dad's shows over in Dagestan to get to 12 and 13 and 0, and fought a lot of guys that had no chance of beating him.
Yeah.
So, but
no,
anyways,
that makes sense.
Jason.
And then he ends up killing everybody else in the UFC.
Yeah, then he
not that it mattered, but I'm just saying, like, it doesn't always work out that way.
Yeah.
So, Johan, speaking of tough guys, you have a tough matchup against Dom Salas, who's a local fighter. I know you guys have been kind of lined up, and some works you've been trying to get that matchup for a while between both you guys, both tough guys. Give us your take on Dom and what you expect from Dom this weekend, and how do you expect this fight to play out?
Oh, dude, I'm so excited. I can't contain it. I'm freaking stoked. It's gonna be a good fight. I mean, like, Dom is who he is, right?
Yep.
Like, everyone knows who he is and how he is, and he's a brawler that just will not go away. He will stand in your face. He will hit you with hammers, and he's not gonna move out of that way. He's got decent grappling. Obviously, won his last fight with the submission.
Yeah.
So there's really no place that I can take it to where I'm gonna be, I'm gonna have to have my guard up at all times. If we keep it standing, if I take him down, if he takes me down, my guard is gonna have to be up all the time. I can't slack on this dude. He's tough. He's 2-0 as a pro. The only guy he lost to was Mitch Ramirez.
Yeah.
And
Decision.
That's scrub, right?
Yeah, by decision too.
So
he got.
Did he sub him? Oh, I thought he decision.
I think it was an arm triangle or something.
Yeah.
Yep.
But even then, like, getting out of the first round with Mitch Ramirez, like, you have to be tough. You have to be a tough dude to be able to do that. And so I definitely expect a war. I'm expecting a 3-round fight. Obviously, ideally would be to finish him, but I'm expecting a 3-round war with him. And it's gonna be fireworks.
Nice.
Have you had your eye on a fight with Dom for a long time? Like, you guys have kind of come up around the same time.
Not necessarily. I think it was just ever since the last time we got, we were set up to fight, and then we didn't end up fighting. I was just kind of like, oh, okay, well, are we gonna run that fight? Like, is that gonna happen? Because that fight excites me. I mean, I know, I've heard it from a lot of people that it excites them. I mean, it excites me, dude. I love that stuff. I love that fight.
It excites me.
I'll tell you what's not fun. I like both of you.
Yeah,
and
that's the hard.
As a matchmaker, this is actually the hardest part. People, like dealing with fighters, all that, whatever. It's fine. Like, it's all good. I know what fighters are. We're all meatheads. Like, we all just want to get punched in the face and punch people in the face, right? Like, dealing with fighters is easy. It's watching people that I both consider like friends and that I'm a fan of both of them fight each other. That's the hardest.
Yeah. Yeah. And I kind of heard it in Andy's, in his podcast interview with you guys and it kind of like really, like, I felt it when he said that. I tried really hard not to like the dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I hear him talk on your guys' podcast and stuff. And I'm like, gosh, he's so nice. Like, he seems like a good person. Like,
Yeah.
But no, I'm excited, man. It's going to be a fun fight. I definitely think that it has the potential to be the fight of the night with the way we both fight,
For sure. Where do you think that I know you mentioned you're always going to have your guard up in this fight, but where do you think you might find the most success, if you care to share that?
I mean, honestly, I don't think it's really I don't think it's really, a secret, but I'm primarily a grappler,
Yeah.
So I think if anybody had a guess, it would be on the ground. But I very well know that he has a good grappling game too. So that's not somewhere where I can just rest and be comfortable. I have to actually put in the work at every moment of that fight. And I understand that it's going to be a battle of will. And I mean, at the end of the night, dude, I'll buy him a beer, win, lose, or draw, like, I'll go have a beer with the dude and we'll have a good time. But I truly believe that anywhere the fight goes, it's going to be tough, 100%.
What's this camp been like? We had two of your teammates on last week. What's this camp been like? Getting ready with three other teammates of yours. So you got four of you guys fighting out of Jeremy Orange gym. Two guys haven't fought in a while. One guy making his pro debut, and Dave Maggio. What's that been like having those guys in this camp with you, all of you guys together, stepping into this card?
It's been a lot more fun. Knowing that your brothers are with you, kind of going in a battle type of feel. It's not just like you're alone and people are just shark tanking you the whole time and you're by yourself and you're just suffering. And so it was fun working up with everybody else, because this is the card that we've had the most elite fighters on in a long time,
Yeah.
And so it was really cool working up with them. Maja and I are basically cutting weight at the same time, around the same amount of weight. And so it's been a lot more fun this way, kind of seeing their take on it and how they think and how they react to these things, and having a little bit more experience. It's nice sharing kind of knowledge too with them, and taking the things that I learned from previous teammates that I've retired since, taking those things and kind of helping other guys with those, just inputs and mindset and stuff like that.
I guess with where it's at, you're the vet of the gym now, huh?
Yeah, I guess right now, yeah.
Of the fight team, right?
Yeah.
It's weird. Yeah, it's weird to think, dude, because with when I first came in, it was DeMarcus, Josh Tyler, Nick Rossborough, Sean O'Connell, freaking Jake Hune was on his way out, so it's been a long time, and it's super weird to think about it from this perspective now.
That's what outside of the three guys, the other three guys from your gym, who on the card are you most looking forward to watching fight? If you get a chance to watch the fights, who are you looking forward to see?
On this card?
Yeah. Outside of your guys.
Dude. You can never go wrong with watching your boy Joel. That dude's always exciting, super fun to watch. He seems like a very nice guy and humble dude, and I think he has the potential to do great things, and I'm excited to watch and see what he does against a tough opponent. So
yeah, that's nice. That fight is going to be pretty. I think it's going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Did you catch the ADCC trials over the weekend or finals over the weekend?
I saw highlights of it, and geez, man. Freaking Gordon Ryan, bro.
Gordon Ryan. Amy Campo putting Utah Jiu-Jitsu on the map. That was awesome.
Kate Ruotolo, all those guys.
Yeah.
I think I'm just going to go to Jiu-Jitsu so I can do all the steroids too.
Man.
Those guys were on all the gas, everything.
Hey. Oh, 100%.
Not just the guys. Yeah. Not just the guys. There were some massive human beings down there. That was fun.
Dude, watching the highlights for Amy and Gabby Garcia. Insane.
Gabby
when you watch them stand next to each other, it's insane.
And Amy, zero fear, like taking the fight to her, almost submitted her. That was impressive. David
and the Goliath is what it looks like.
Yep, the giant slayer.
Hey, Johan, why don't you take a second, and for anybody that hasn't heard yet, talk a little bit about kind of what you and the guys at your gym are doing special for this fight as well.
So we have a really good friend. I consider him a very close friend named Guy White, who got diagnosed with cancer, and he's a single father, the most humble dude. He'll take any part of his day and give it up to you. Back when I would train and I needed extra people to work with, he would always come in on his time off and work with me, and just like the nicest human being that you could think of. And so basically what a lot of the fighters from our gym are doing is donating our ticket sales to help his cause. Part of mine are going towards that, and then the other part are going towards another private family affair for a similar situation, where I'm going to donate that to that part of the family. And it's a tough position to be in, but it's very humbling seeing those things. And, you know, when people go through hard times and you think of like your hard times, and then you really put it into the big perspective of things, of how positive and how, you know, how positive those people are being when they have those issues. It's like, man, dude, I thought I was having a hard time, and now, you know, it puts everything in a perspective of, you know, this is nothing compared to that, you know? So honestly, like all the suffering and all the, hard trials that I've gone through, it feels like it's nothing compared to what they're going through. So that's what keeps me going as hard as I do. And that's what makes me push the extra mile, you know? So it's a very humbling experience.
So awesome, man. So awesome.
Well, we're really excited for your fight. I think a lot of people are. I think a lot of people have that circled as their fight of the night. There are, I think, going to be a lot of. I think there's going to be a lot of fights though that will qualify for fight of the night. One of your teammates, I think the sneaky fight. Everybody's looking at your guys' fight and the title fights. I think one of the sneaky fights on the card is going to be Maggio versus Austin Strill.
For sure.
Because both of them will scrap, and that's a fight that I feel like nobody's really talking about. But as I kind of have circled on my like,
I'm
sure.
I'm gonna tell you right now, dude, I hate talking smack. I'm not the guy to talk smack to people. You know, I'm just like, let the
whatever you talk smack to me.
Talking. Let the work do the talking type of dude. But
Yeah.
I will talk smack for Maggio all day, because that dude is a monster.
You want to know who he reminds me of? I love watching that guy fight. He reminds me a little bit of Joel. He's well-rounded, got a lot of amateur experience. He's good on his feet. He's good on the ground. He kind of reminds me of Joel a little bit.
I don't know this Austin dude very well, but I feel bad for him.
Austin's a scrapper, man. Austin's
pro debut might have been the most entertaining fight that I've seen in person.
Well, I'm about to watch Maggio just break that guy's soul. So
I love it.
I
love it.
Dude, Maggio is a monster. Honestly, if I had to pick one person in our gym in the caliber of how he has just increased in level of explosiveness, technique, fight IQ, as you would say, and the way to just be able to dynamically change his game plan, Maggio is the highest, I think.
Nice.
It's insane trying to roll and stand up with the guy, and I'm a decent amount, like I'm decently bigger than the guy, and he makes me work for sure. He's a monster.
I love it.
That's exciting.
I love it. So Johan, I hate to do this because we ask everybody, because I love you and I love freaking Dom, but any predictions on the fight?
Dude, I mean, the only prediction that I can give you is that it's going to be a banger, man. Like, ideally, I would like to finish him, and I would love to be able to knock the guy out. But I don't think watching his fights, I don't think that's going to be the way to go.
I don't know if it's possible.
That's what I'm saying. You could probably hit the guy with the train and he'll keep walking forward. That's what I tell people. But no, honestly, I think it's just going to be a banger of a fight. We're going to freaking crack each other and then go have a beer afterwards.
It's freaking awesome, man. Hey, September 24th, this Saturday. Links posted in the bio here. Click on there. Support your local MMA fighters. Click on your favorite fighter. Click on Johan's picture. And we will see you guys there Saturday. Johan, thank you very much for joining us. Is there any sponsors you want to give a shout out to?
Yes, please. First and foremost, I'd like to thank Elite Performance for being my home. Great MMA gym, very family oriented, high caliber fighters, high caliber coaches, just whatever you need, kids classes, great self-defense. Jeremy offers free law enforcement classes. If there's any law enforcement officers out there that would like to get into MMA and get training. I'd love to thank Water and Wellness for all their help throughout this camp. I couldn't have done it without them. Walter down there, he always takes care of me. No matter what I ask for, he'll answer night or day, and he'll always hook it up. I really appreciate that, man, and everything they do for me. Rockwell watches.
Uh-oh.
We
We
lost
lose
him.
it. He must have got a call. Johan's on work, so we told him if he had got a call, he'd have to drop it. So it looks like maybe he dropped it. That's all good. I don't know. I'm super excited about this fight, Zach. I don't know about you.
I mean,
This is going to be a banger.
So we do. I keep saying this. We
Oh, there he is.
Back?
He's back. Yeah, he's back.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, all right.
You're back. All right.
Golden. Sorry about that. Rockwell watches. My boy Johnny down there always takes care of me. No questions asked. Supports law enforcement, military, first responders. He's awesome. Love that guy. I'd like to thank my boy Justin with Paradigm Meals. He's been helping me with my nutrition and my meal plans and stuff. Super humble guy, hardworking, always willing to help me out. If I ask him for certain types of meals, he will oblige. If I tell him, oh, dude, I'm kind of a baby, I don't like Brussels sprouts, dude, he'll switch it up. I'm like, oh, dude, I had a little bit too much chicken in the last package, and then he'll switch it up with steak or all sports mouth guards. My boy down there always hooking it up. He's already helped a lot of my teammates get custom mouth guards.
Jason's the man.
Actually the one that connected us. And dude, that mouth guard is the best mouth guard I've ever had in my life.
Is it? Aren't they great?
I can't believe I went through my first 7 amateur fights with like $1 mouth guard from Walmart.
I can't either.
I was like, what was I thinking? I care about my teeth. I don't know why I didn't do this sooner. Very affordable. With any of my sponsors, if you drop my name, they'll hook you up no matter who it is, and they'll make it happen. And last but not least, Damage Plan MMA podcast. You guys are great, always helpful with anything that I need. The banner that you guys got put together for me last fight was amazing. Hopefully the next fight we'll get another banner going and we'll make it happen.
Cool.
Love it, man. I love it. We'll see you guys this Saturday, Fierce Fighting Championship 21. Johan, thank you very much, man. We appreciate it. We look forward to watching you throw down this weekend.
Yes, sir.
Stay on for just a second after we go off if you can, Johan.